Hello guys, it's LazyBeast here, and today we're going to talk about the War Within, and specifically the leveling for the War Within. So I've got some information for you around how that's going to be, how the leveling flow is going to go, with some tips along the way for what you should be focusing on, and what you can start thinking about as you get towards the end game. So the first thing that we'll be doing when the War Within kicks off is starting the campaign, of course. Now this has been similar for the past few expansions. There's been a campaign story going on, which introduces you to the story of the expansion and gets you set off on your journey. So same thing here with the War Within, and the quest will begin as soon as the expansion actually goes live on the realms. So the first question you might have is, can you get to level 80 just by doing the campaign? Well, it seems not. I did try this myself on the beta servers, doing just the campaign only, and I think I threw one dungeon run in there as well whilst leveling up. I got to level 77. So pretty much 3 full levels worth of XP still needed to get to level 80. And the second thing that you may be wondering is, can you do the zones in any order? And that has been the case. If you take Legion for example, you could choose which zone you wanted to start off in first. But that actually is not the case for the War Within. You do need to do the campaign in order and follow the flow of the story through the zones. So you'll start off in the Isle of Dome, which is the only top of the world outside zone for the War Within, and you'll make your way down into the Ringing Deeps, then head into Hallowfall, and finally finish off with the campaign in Azj-Kahet. Now you will find if you purely do just focus the campaign and do no side quests or other activities, you will find that the mobs start to become orange and a bit higher level than yourself, so you'll have a slightly harder time. But the thing is, there's no need to actually do this. There's plenty of other activities you can do as you level up, which I would recommend that you do as well. We've got to remember that there really is no need to rush your leveling. The Season 1 release date is actually a few weeks after launch, so there's plenty of time to level and even get some alts leveled up as well. So when your leveling journey first kicks off, you'll find that you will get to level 71 very quickly, and when you get to 71, this is when you'll unlock the first set of the hero talents. So you can choose which one you want to go for, depending on your class and spec, and start putting the points in there. You will get to level 71 around the time where the campaign takes you to the main city. You do a few quests in there. You'll probably find that you leave the main city, do 2 more quests or so, and that's when you'll get level 71. Now that would depend if you've done anything else beforehand, so you may have done a dungeon run already, or some delves or some side quests too. The first few levels go by very quickly, so level 70 to 71 is 225,000 XP, level 79 to 80 is 445,000 XP, so it pretty much doubles. And as you would expect, the last couple of levels do feel like they take quite a bit longer, but again, like I said, there's no need to rush this. If you are thinking of leveling alts, I would absolutely recommend leveling 1 alt at a time, so focus on your main first completely, maybe log into your alts to let the rest of the XP start ticking up when the expansion goes live and the XP bars come back on, but do 1 character at a time, because when you get 1 character to level 80, you will unlock an achievement called 1 Warband Mentor, and this gives all your other characters on your account 5% bonus to their XP gains, all the way up to level 80. This actually stacks, so by the time you've got 5 characters to level 80, there'll be a 25% bonus XP gained on all the characters on your account that you level up after that, so very nice indeed for alts. If you want quite an efficient leveling journey, this is what I would recommend that you do. So focus on the campaign until you get to level 72, and then you can head down into the Ringing Deeps whenever the campaign takes you there. World quests seem to be active from the start as well, and they give very nice XP actually, so it seemed to be that when I leveled my second character, my Hunter, world quests were giving the XP equivalent to about 2 quests worth of XP, so quite a big chunk. And world quests, very efficient as well. None of them seemed to be taking the mick and asking you to do all sorts of things. They were very quick to complete within a few minutes, and a very efficient source of XP because of that. So if there are world quests active, definitely try and get those done. Remember that these typically reset sort of twice a week, so try and get these done before they actually go off and get a new batch sent out, just to make sure you can maximise those gains. Now when it comes to the delves, you can do these as you go, as you discover them, but what I would recommend you do is try and get the Delver's Call quests for the first time you complete the delve. So you'll see these usually around the sort of towns and the cities within each zone. You can normally find them from some of the mobs in there. They're often very easy to find, by the way, so look out for the quest called Delver's Call, and it will say Delver's Call and then the name of a specific delve. All you need to do is go and complete that delve on any difficulty, and you'll get a nice chunk of XP from handing a quest in once you've done that. You're going to be doing these delves anyway as you progress through the season as well, so you might as well make use of this quest. Now when it comes to treasures, there are some of the one-off treasures. Some of them are a little bit complicated to get. And when I say complicated, I usually mean that'd be an NPC, for example. You've got to go and get a certain item, give that to the NPC, then it will unlock the treasure. But others, you can just approach them and pick them up. Others require a key that might drop from a mob or from somewhere else. So if there's any easy treasures to spot, then they will show up on your minimap. Just go up and try and get them. Some of the one-off treasures were given a nice chunk of XP, so they're definitely worth getting if you can find them and loot them. But it's not something I would specifically focus on trying to get. You will just stumble across quite a few of these as you level up and do the quests. As for the repeatable treasures like the dig sites and the smaller chests, they're still worth getting as well, because you're going to start getting a currency called coffer key fragments, and these are tied to the delves. Now you can get these from rares as well, but they mainly come reliably from treasures and sometimes world quests. So coffer key fragments is what you're looking for. When you get 100 of these, you can create a restored coffer key, which is relevant to the end of delve rewards that you can sometimes get if the delve is bountiful. I'll talk about this stuff specifically when we do a video later on delves and the rewards you can get from them, but just bear in mind it is worth looting these smaller one-off treasures even while you're leveling, despite the fact that they don't give any XP. Now, as for side quests, what I would recommend you do with side quests is bearing in mind that you are going to need to get about 3 levels worth of XP once you've completed a campaign, if you heavily focus the campaign. What I would suggest is, if you get to Hallowfall, so the 3rd zone, if you're still around level 76 at that point, I'd recommend that you start doing some side quests, or just do some dungeons, you know, because random queue in the dungeons, you're going to start getting a bit more gear. But if that's not what you fancy, I definitely would recommend some side quests, or ideally a mixture of both, so you've got some varied gameplay going on. It depends what you enjoy. But I would just say, remember with the side quests and the zones being sort of linear, that if you wait till kind of level 78 and then you decide to go back to the Isle of Dawn, of course all those quests are going to be green and give less XP than the quests will give in Azj-Kahet. So you've got the choice really, either go back to the Isle of Dawn, do some green quests which you'll be able to blast through pretty quickly, but they will give less XP. However, they might be as efficient as doing the quests at your current level in Azj-Kahet, but of course the mobs will be a bit harder to kill, but they will give a bit more XP. So in summary, to be honest, it doesn't really matter what you do. There's so many sources of XP. All I'm saying is it's not really worth getting yourself hammering through the campaign to get to Azj-Kahet and then find that the mobs are a little bit more difficult, especially if you're in a squishy class. If you go into the War Within on a decently geared character, as is usual for when an expansion starts, you will absolutely blast through the quest mobs and dungeons, feeling pretty OP initially. But as you start to replace your gear from Mythics and Raids and PvP that you got in Dragonflight, of course you will start to feel things level out a bit, and it gets a bit more of an even playing field power-wise, when it's you versus quite a few mobs. If you are the kind of person that doesn't enjoy doing the open world content, then you will still need to do the campaign, so definitely do that. But dungeon spamming is, of course, as always, a perfectly viable way of leveling up. Remember that if you want to get a variety of gameplay, do at least 1 dungeon per day, because you do get a bit more bonus experience from completing your first random Group Finder dungeon of the day, so definitely make use of that. So that is kind of the gist of leveling, guys, and hope you found them few tips in there useful. If you do have any questions about the leveling in the War Within or anything else you want to discuss, then please do leave a comment down below. I do read all of those and I will reply to them when I get a chance. But yeah, like I said earlier, just remember that there is no rush to level up. Take your time, enjoy it, take in all the new zones, find the treasures, kill some rares, just do whatever it is you want to do and have fun. You will need to complete the campaign to get things rolling properly, so, not doing that would kind of gimp yourself, so don't ignore the campaign. Even if you hate questing, still get it done, because you're going to unlock quite a lot of things when you get to level 80, like the delve progression system and various other things as you go. So, get the campaign done, get yourself leveled up, and make use of that bonus XP for leveling your alts if you do want to level alts. Of course, the War Within is probably going to be the most alt-friendly expansion we've ever had in this game, thanks to the warband system. So, yeah, definitely make use of that alt boost if you need it. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been LazarBeast, and I will catch you next time. Videos have, of course, been kind of sparse on the channel recently, but I've taken a bit of time off, but do expect things to pick up as the beta progresses and as the expansion nears. Not long to go now, guys. Take care. I've been LazarBeast, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers for watching.